Hey everyone, and welcome back. I'm your host, Kay Ingram. If it's your first time joining us, this is a dope series called For Your Future, where I hit up experts to get you answers on how to live your very best life in a pandemic. Now, on today's show, I called up a friend of a friend, Dale Talde, who is a restaurant owner and a chef extraordinaire, who's going to show us how to make the most out of our New York-sized pantry. Let's check it out. For a lot of folks, including myself, I've been doing a lot of at-home cooking. I'm here in my NYC apartment. I've got my typical medium-sized fridge. But for folks who want to start cooking at home, what are some basic things they should start stocking in their shelves or in their fridge to get started?
So when I always tell people when you're stocking your pantry first, start with the basics: onions, garlic, celery, carrots, for vegetables, and you can make it you can kind of cook those exclusively and be able to make yourself meals. But when it comes to the dry goods, always look at things like pasta, beans, rice. Um, you know, I know it's canned tomatoes. I know it's a cheat, but bouillon cubes. If you're familiar with dashi or miso soup, um, Asian grocery stores will always have something called hondashi, which is basically a bouillon, but it's the
Yeah.
base of miso soup, which is like a smoked fish broth. So it's delicious and it's quick and easy to make.
I love me some miso soup and bouillon too. So that's
Yeah, of course.
here.
I think it gets a bad rap.
All right, Dale, do you have a favorite ingredient that you think needs to be on folks' radar, like a must have or a must try? What's your favorite?
Sure. I will say I think it's for me it's my one go-to in my pantry that one is super shelf stable and will be your best friend if you know how to use it correctly. It's fish sauce.
Mhm.
So it's a Thai fish sauce called Three Crabs fish sauce. And the thing is with fish sauce, it's basically like anchovies. So anything you would start with anchovies, you could add fish sauce to because it's made from the same things. So I think a lot of people get intimidated when they see this ingredient that has Thai lettering on it. It's food. It's all food, right? You don't need to be making Asian food to use this ingredient.
Right.
Anything you put anchovies in, whether it's a bolognese or a meat sauce.
Mhm.
Um, if you're making anything with fish, it pairs perfectly with that. And it's just extra umami. I know people are talking about that now. Umami is like the fifth sense. It gives this real depth of flavor without having to cook all day, which I love about fish sauce.
Very true. Dale, you are hitting us up with these hacks, and I feel like I am prepared and ready to go, right? I've got my fish sauce, I've got my frozen food, my shelf food, my fresh food. So now that my pantry is stocked, what are some easy go to meals that you think I can start to try?
Sure. When it goes to easy go-to meals, I typically gravitate towards things like making a fresh pasta. But one of my favorite is puttanesca. So it's really, it's tomatoes, it's olives, garlic, onions, anchovies, red pepper flakes, and dried spaghetti. So if you have those like six ingredients and you're really just chopping up some onions, chopping up some garlic, some extra virgin olive oil, get it in a pan, add your anchovy, and just add everything into the pool. And, in 6 minutes when your dried pasta is cooked, add it to the sauce, add a couple ladles of pasta water, work it in, and you're done.
Let's say I've gone to the grocery store, I picked out all my ingredients. You've probably seen photos of these lines. So, once you're out there, you're really pretty much trying to get what you need and go. So let's say I get home, I forgot one ingredient. Is there any staple thing that folks can have, in their cupboards that will help to kind of remedy forgetting an item or not having an ingredient?
I think the greatest thing someone could have inside their pantry to alleviate the fact that they've forgotten an ingredient is imagination.
Oh, I love that.
Because I mean, one, I understand that a lot of recipes, like, listen, you're making a chicken dish, you're making arroz con pollo, and you don't have rice or chicken. Okay, that's a big deal. But you have potatoes, so now potatoes sub out the rice,
Mhm.
and treat everything as if it was the same thing, right? Pasta subs out for rice. So there's always ways to kind of steer things in a different direction, and not be so defeated. I think that's what happens with people. They focus so much on this laundry list of things. Cooking is not about rigidity. It's about proper technique and just being creative, right?
Look, growing up, we figured it out, right?
Yeah, of course.
We're gonna work with what we have in these cupboards, and you know what? Sometimes those are some of the best meals.
I think people also need to realize when you're cooking, you're not being judged. You know, there's no rules to say you can or cannot do anything. You're not getting your taxes done. You're just eating a meal. So the end of the day, your meal should hopefully be delicious and nutritious. And those are the only qualifications that a meal should be, right?
Right.
Exactly.
If it tastes good, I have no qualms.
You've done a good job. If it tastes good to you, you've
right.
done a good job.
Yeah.